Hello friends and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have been around for a while, thank you so much for your support here on my YouTube channel. So today I have a process video of my memory planning week 7. And this week I honestly didn't have a whole lot of photos. Most of the photos is coffee or food. But that's okay with me. Sometimes, some weeks you're going to have a whole lot of photos. Sometimes you're not going to have a lot of photos. But I still really enjoyed this process. I did struggle with this one a little bit. I don't know why. I still don't know why I struggled with it. So I did cut out a lot of just kind of like me just sitting here wondering what to do. So I am doing my stamping this week. I did not mess up. I decided to use just black ink for all of my stamping this week because the collection that I'm using is super colorful, rainbows, very bright, and so I kind of wanted to keep the stamping black, I guess. So I've already glued down all of the photos before I started filming. So I also have already cut all of the papers down to the size that I needed off camera. And now I'm just adhering those all down. This collection is an older collection. I think it's like 2 years old. I've had it in my stash for a while. It is from Pebbles. I'll link it down below if it's still available, but I highly doubt that it is. I really am trying to use my stash this year. I have a lot of stuff. Let me rephrase that. I do use my stash. I do not hoard. However, I'll create a couple layouts as soon as I get the collection, and then it might go on the shelf for 6 months before I use it again. And so that has happened, a lot. And so I really want to use up a lot of my stash this year. So that is what I'm working on. And I'm just adhering all of these pattern papers down. So I'm going to stamp out the word February along on this pattern paper at the bottom. And that is three blocks that I just covered up with a full sheet of pattern paper. This stamp set is an older stamp set, and again, it's for my stash. This is my most favorite alpha. I believe it's the Jen alpha from Felicity Jane. So I think it's Jen Scow's like handwritten alpha, and it's my favorite. I did use my T roller to draw a straight line, so I make sure that I have it all lined up properly because I am doing it individually, each letter individually. And so I'm using my Versa Fine black ink. This is my most favorite. It's my favorite black ink ever. This is just, this is not ink for if you're doing like watercoloring or anything, but if you're just stamping, I always get a beautiful impression and I absolutely love it. I did just get a little bit of ink down below. I guess I had it on my finger or something, and so I touched the pattern paper, but you'll see here in a minute that I end up covering that up with some embellishing. And okay, so we have the base done. I'm gonna go ahead and erase that line. If you do draw on your pattern paper, you need to make sure that you have a really good eraser to erase it, and not one like on the end of a pencil, because sometimes those are not great and then they leave more marks behind. So I'm gonna go through the ephemera pack. I want to say this collection is super bright and colorful. Like I said, it's all about rainbows and unicorns and all of those things, but a lot of these things are just weren't what I was going for, and I think that that's where I was struggling with, right? I really, really wanted to use all of these beautiful patterns because I really love the rainbows of everything. However, I really didn't want a unicorn on skates. I didn't want a unicorn cloud. I didn't want a big heart with a smiley face on it. I just wasn't feeling like cutesy, I guess, this day. I just wanted like hearts, coffee cups, but I wanted all of the colorful things. So, and stars, and maybe a rainbow or two here and there across the page. But I really was not feeling all of the, I don't know, like the little animals, like there was a cheetah, I think, on roller skates, and a unicorn on roller skates. That I just wasn't feeling that, and I think that that's where my struggle was. I just put week 70. I put the 7 first and then the 0, and I was like, what in the world? What are you doing, Heather? Um, so I'm going to cover up that little spot there with the week 7. And these alphas are from L Studio. I love their tile alphas. They're phenomenal. I love them. They're my favorite. So I'm going to use those. And then I really liked this that says choose happy. This is the only picture that I have of Greg and Emily that week. And it's their backsides. She was holding his arm. They were holding each other's arms when we were going into the grocery store that day on Saturday. And they don't normally go grocery shopping with me. This is something that I do by myself. And I usually get up super, super early on the weekend and go. I get up at like 6:30 and leave. And I'm usually there at the grocery store between 7 and 8. That's just the way I roll. I like it that way. But they came with me this time and we went a little bit later and it was so busy. And I was like, this is the reason why I don't wait. I don't like being around so many people. Especially with COVID. It's just, I'd rather just not. So, I'm embellishing with some stickers. I used a little cup with beside my iced coffee. I used a heart that says love ya. I used a little rainbow. This little peace sign is super cute. And I used some tiny word phrase stickers from my stash as well. And it says, in the rain, search for the rainbows. In the dark, search for the stars. I absolutely love that, especially with all of the rainbows happening on this page. So I thought that was fitting. So I put that on one of the little boxes. And now I'm looking back through these word stickers or phrase stickers. I absolutely love these. These are from Studio Light. What is Art by Marlene. So Studio Light is the brand and the designer is Marlene. I really like her stuff. I've got some stuff for art journaling from her, and I got these little quote stickers and I just think they're adorable. And I love how they come in black and white. So like the background is black and there's the same exact quotes with a white background. Or with a black background. And I really like that. So you can choose between which one you want for which like layout or art journal page. I also am using a oh my gosh, every single time I mess it up, Scrap and Happy Studio Flair. A little coffee cup beside one of my coffees. Again, this week, Greg and I watched the Prestige movie. We are watching the top 50 movies of all time, according to some website. And so we started at 50, and I believe that this one was number 48. So it was a great movie. I do a little bit of journaling about that, off camera. And then I use the hopscotch over on the right hand side where there's always that white space. And it says choose joy. And I'm going to use some little rainbow stars. And then I'm also going to place a couple little enamel hearts in a couple places throughout the layout. Again, I absolutely love the way that this one turned out, but I did struggle. I think it's important for people that do YouTube videos to let you guys know when they're struggling with something, because we all do. And I actually talked to some of my patrons about it, and they struggle as well, just like anybody, right? We all struggle. But some of them said that they, step away for a little while. Some of them will come back to it another day. I just pushed through. And then I realized what the struggle was. The struggle was I really didn't feel like using all of these cutesy things. And so I just stuck with the basic shapes and things. And it helped me push through, I guess. So I am going to do some journaling there about just the week. And I'm going to use some more tiny phrase stickers that says we are all making it up as we go along. Because we are. So that is going to be my week 7, like I said. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're enjoying the memory planning videos. And I look forward to replying to your comments. Here is a playlist that I think you all will enjoy. I hope you check out some of those videos. Have an amazing day, and don't forget to spread love and be kind. Bye, friends.